We heard this morning Michael Moe talk about how we used to have jobs and now we have machines and apps, and then sometimes we have teams somewhere else in the world. This is obviously very powerful when trying to couple up a company as an entrepreneur, and it also is a challenge at the end of the day to manage all of these disparate information access points. To tell us how to do that effectively, please welcome Kevin, the CEO of CloudAccess.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Kevin Nikkhoo. I'm CEO and founder of CloudAccess. And before I start this session, I wanted to get an idea. I wanted to ask a couple of questions from the audience here. And if you please work with me. By show of hands, how many people have multiple of usernames and passwords within your own enterprise? Please help me out. About 90% in this room. How many people have username passwords outside for own use outside the enterprise? Please help me out. Almost 100%. How many people in this crowd think you have visibility into your security, holistic view of security in your enterprise? Do you know if you're being attacked in real time? If so, put your hand up. One. If you answer, I would like to hire him because I'm hiring. So if you put your hands up to question number one, if you put your hands up to question number two, and if you didn't put your hand up for question number three, you need CloudAccess. You got to call me and you got to buy our service. So what do? We're a B2B security company. And in a nutshell, we've taken what used to be a very expensive proposal for many organizations that only delivered by IBM, Oracle, at the time Sun, and CA, and it used to cost millions and millions of dollars to deploy, and we took it and we put it in the cloud in a multi-tenancy environment, and we made it affordable and manageable from the cloud. Why did I do that? Why did I found the company? Because for 12, 15 years, when I had my other companies, almost every customer came to me and said, "Can I have this?" And I said, "Do you have $5 million to spend?" They said, "No." I said, "So you can't afford it?" "No, we cannot do it for you." And I started thinking, how can we solve this problem so that not only the multinationals can have this solution, but every company who wants to have a comprehensive security can afford it and can manage it. And that's where CloudAccess comes from. So what do? If you take a security stack, there's really multiple layers. And I'm not talking about antivirus. The problem that we're trying to solve is who is accessing the system? What controls do you have in place to minimize the access or limit the access? And how do you provision and deprovision the users? One of the biggest problems that exists in the industry for most companies is that when an employee is terminated, and they leave the company, if their credentials are still with the applications, they could access companies' intellectual property and information. And that's a big problem. For larger organizations, starting from a few hundred users and up, cloud itself, cloud computing and applications in the cloud, has really expanded this. You used to have a few applications within the organization. Now you literally have hundreds and hundreds of applications in the cloud that you connect to. Salesforce.com, Google Apps, Concur, Staps.com, Office 365, Azure. I could list them for the next 5 minutes, and it goes on and on. You've got 500 users or 10,000 users in your enterprise, and you want to connect these users, provision these users to those applications, in addition to the applications that are inside your organization. How do you do that? You sit down and write an Excel spreadsheet, and you said, Kevin has access to Salesforce.com, Google Apps, but not this, this, this. Is that how you manage it? Or you manually enter all those users? It's a big task. So the automation of this process is called identity management. That's one of the products that we have, or services that we deliver from the cloud. A complement to that is the single sign-on for both SaaS applications and web applications. So if you have a dashboard that allows you access for your employees to applications that they're supposed to have access to, what happens? They come in, they automatically get a dashboard, and all of the applications that they're supposed to access, it's right in front of them. You limit the access, you have control, and they only get what they need to get access to. And that's Web SSO for internal applications and SaaS SSO for all the SaaS applications. The other two components that we have relate to managing the environment. So some of you may have heard of the word SIM, and that's where security information and event management, and the sister product log management. We take all of the events from a variety of devices, virtually any device, whether it's a router, firewall, server, workstation, IPS, IDS, and virtually any device in the environment. We collect those events and we correlate that information with network traffic, network analysis, IT asset value, priority, risk value, and a number of other factors. And that correlation provides basically what's happening to the environment. So we eliminate all the false positive, so you could focus exactly on the security threat that you want to look at in real time. I'll give you an example of what happened with one of our customers. They said we didn't have any problems. We put the system in, and literally within the first 48 hours, it started, it lit up because they were getting attacked from China, and they were trying to reach the credit card database and steal and they were actually stealing the credit card information. Another funny example was that we installed this, and within the first 24 hours, we discovered that the customer was having a lot of viruses. So I called the CIO of the company, and I said, "You're having some problems there. We're getting alerts and alarms all over the place." And he said, "Absolutely not. I have an IT team. We have installed antivirus." And I said, "No, you do. You really do." He didn't believe me. While I was on the phone, he calls the IT team in his office, and he says, "Guys, he's saying that we've got problems. I know you've done your work. What's going on?" And the guy said, "We don't have it." And I said, "Guys, you do." And I gave him the IP address, my team gave them the IP address of the devices that were actually generating lots of viruses, and they were hidden and they didn't even know about it. As a result, they fixed it and we moved on. But that's the kind of reaction that we get, because the ability to have visibility to what's happening to the environment in real time is a big issue for most organizations. So what do? It's actually a security as a service. There is no hardware, software. We do all the administration. The enterprise connects to us with a secured connection. It's truly a cloud-based service. So what does that mean? It is not an enterprise package that's positioned as a cloud-based solution, which most companies do, by the way, these days, because they want to have a title cloud. So what's the characteristic of a cloud solution? Multi-tenancy, scalability, performance, and I add to that enterprise class functionality. And those are the kind of things that CloudAccess offers. We address a very large market. I mean, my simple survey at the beginning of this session kind of proves that. 90% of the room said we don't have this. And that's actually very, very typical. Gartner anticipates it's a $150 billion market. And I think cloud is really driving this because we are going to have more and more applications. We're having more and more applications in the cloud that needs to be managed. We're a young company, year and a half old, but growing very rapidly, and we've been winning awards because of this solution. Our value proposition for customers is very simple. No upfront cost, no CapEx, it's OpEx. It's 0-day start. Timeline to market is very fast, and we provide 24/7 monitoring, and as well as we help you meet compliance. I'm running out of time, but I just wanted to tell you that these are the 5 components that we talked about. If you have any more information, I'll be around for the rest of the day. I'll be more than glad to answer any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin.